Are we on computer or what are you doing?
Oh, turn it off?
No, I was just curious what you were doing.
Oh, I was just checking out my chat.
How did you have some fries?
I did. Today I did.
And is that all, or I saw you cut up an onion?
I cut up, I had some lettuce and tomatoes, and then I have an onion.
What is it you can tell these women to motivate them to start eating healthy?
Get creative, use your mind, put some things together, get very colorful. Make sure your vegetables and everything is very colorful because that's when you know that you're taking your step up. You're taking a step up a notch.
Okay. What about this particular outfit you're wearing? Can you tell them what are we doing here? What is it giving?
Oh, it's giving a very comfortable feeling, and it's very thin. The material is very light and thin because out here in Houston, Texas, it gets really, really hot, and it's breathable fabric. It's made out of linen. So if you want to prevent skin disease, any irritations, you want to make sure that you have breathable fabric on.
Okay. What about? Well, hold on. What about the bottom? What is that? Some type of?
These are yoga pants. So,
Okay.
these are just comfortable fit, and they're made a little different than most tights.
Okay.
They're very comfortable and stretchable.
Well, now was that supposed to match? Did you try to have this match or?
Well, I didn't try to have it match, but it does happen to match because these are more so my favorite colors. I love earth tones. I'm an earth sign, so that's why I love earth.
What are you,
tones.
Aries or something?
Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorns are earth signs.
All three together?
I mean, not together. You can be more than one, but
Okay.
but those three are actual all earth signs.
Okay. So lastly, do you have? Let's give them. Yeah, we probably should give them the Instagram, I guess, if they want to reach out to you. Maybe you could talk to them about what you do offer available for women and whatever assistance in life you may be able to help them with.
Okay. My Instagram channel is Ifuru Kori, and that's EFURUKORII on Instagram and most social media sites. Also, what I do, I'm a Reiki master. I teach divine movements, which are light body breath works that will help your cells move, your blood flow, and get you back in alignment with your higher self. So it's Reiki, divine movements, and meditation, so that you may operate at your higher self and be able to learn how to heal yourself on many illnesses that you may have within yourself, imbalances, I may say. Anything that your body statics, okay, because when your body feels a certain way, that's imbalanced. Because if you're experiencing any aches and pains, or that's an imbalance, and an imbalance starts with stagnant energy, and energy is inside your body. Everything is energy. And so if there is some type of imbalance, then that means that there's some stagnant energy in that area. And most stagnant energy comes from past trauma, negative thoughts, foods that we eat, different lifestyles that do not serve our highest good. So any imbalances you may feel, Reiki brings up the root of it, brings it up into the forefront to where you're able to see what may cause the imbalance, and you make the decision to see which way you'd like to go. So,
Now, what about your current body weight? Can you let the women know what your current body weight is?
my current body weight is like 120. We'll say 120. I'll give myself 120.
How long now? Do you fluctuate in your body weight, or you maintain 120 often, or what's going on?
120 has always been it's been between 118 and 120 all my life. So that's why I say 120. It might be 120 today, it might be 118 tomorrow. But it does fluctuate. But I'm a very active person. I get up and go, but I also do divine breath works and movements and breathing. It does help you with your it helps balance the whole body, the mind, body, and spirit. So it's definitely being in touch with your body and your mind, and knowing when the weight goes up and down.
Now, with your weight though, what would sound the alarm for you? Like if you got to 122, 123, when would you start getting a little bit worried?
I don't get worried about my body. The only time my body has went up is when I was pregnant.
Okay, but I'm saying what if you started gaining weight?
Um,
What if you started noticing you were like 123 or 124, 125? Would you take any action, or would you just, continue, or would you be worried outside of your normal maintained weight?
that's about what 2 or 3 pounds more. No, I'm not going to focus on my weight gain 2 or 3 pounds
Okay.
because that doesn't concern me. But because of my lifestyle is, I know what I do. I know how my body is. The only time I would get concerned is if I start to feel any imbalance within myself. And so I wake up to be balanced and to have things just flow, and that's how we should be. But the only time I would get worried is if some type of imbalance came within myself, which may happen. But when it does happen, periodically, if it does, and when it does, I know how to get myself back in order.
So, as you go back to what you talked about with stress, we know that a lot of women get a little bit concerned with stress, or they believe they're under stress or experiencing stress. Talk to them specifically. What would be your best advocation solution for them to start dealing with stress and being de-stressed?
Okay. Um, Most of us out here in the world are stressed behind something. The way to start to de-stress is starting to pay attention to your breathing. A lot of us are breathing to our chest, and we're no longer breathing all the way down to our diaphragm, where our belly expands and goes in and out. When we're breathing correctly, we're breathing all the way down. We're no longer breathing to our chest, but because we're programmed and operate in such a fast-paced way that we don't have the time to get to ourselves, we start to just breathe. We're barely breathing. But if you really pay attention to a baby, when a baby is sleeping, the baby isn't told to stop breathing or get here and do this and stress about this. So you can actually look at a baby as an example of how they're breathing to show you how to breathe. But breathing first is one thing. You'd have to take that deep breath to bring you back present within the moment, to understand that whatever it is the root of whatever the root is of what you're stressing about can be resolved, because there are times in our life where we stress and then we may stop. Some of us may never stop because we have so many things put on us. But when you get in a state where you feel like you're stressed, stop and breathe, and then start to really pay attention to your breathing, so that you're able to fully get the full breath, which brings us more life. Because when you stress, you cause aches and pains, you cause that stagnant energy, it causes angriness, it causes a lot of things that come with that, and that's held inside. And the reason why it turns into stress is because of stagnant energy. It sits there and it's no longer moved. It just piles and piles and piles on top of things. So I would tell you to first start with your breathing movements, breath movements. Light body stretches, to where you're stretching your body, you're opening your heart chakra. Also writing down things, writing down how you feel at that time, and being really honest with yourself, because that's the hardest part, is being honest with yourself. And once you become honest with yourself, then solutions start to come. You can ask questions and answers start to appear, or through people, places, and things. You just have to be fully aware and present to be able to recognize what's around you, because we receive our answers in many ways. So it's really connected to your intuitive side.
Now, what about, some people believe that others can give off negative energy. Is this the case, or where are you at on that? What are your thoughts on that?
People do give off negative energy. Many people are not fully aware of the negative energy that they possess, because they've been in it for so long. So if you're around someone, negative energy is heavy energy. If you're around somebody and there's some type of discomfort, there's some type of dis-ease, that's negative energy. And but sometimes if you're not fully aware of your own energy, then you're not going to recognize anybody else's energy. You're going to feel some type of off balance, but what about yourself? So that's the number one thing, is being honest with yourself, to know what you are bringing up and around people. A lot of us, if you really pay attention to yourself, you'll find out that it's either yourself or other people. And then also, negative energy is it's just negative people that always talking about negative things and things that do not serve their highest good or do not even bring value to your life. So that's negative energy when people are complaining all the time and then they come and all of a sudden it feels some type of imbalance. You feel like a pain that come up all of a sudden, or I call it static. It's like it's something inside you that's telling you no. It's like a red flag, and sometimes a lot of us we ignore it because we're so used to ignoring it that we're not fully aware. But when you become present with yourself and then your antennas come up. When that negative energy is coming close, you can feel it a mile away. They don't have to be in your presence. You can feel it before they even walk up to your door. So it's really recognizing your own energy before you can recognize anybody else's as negative and classify it as negative, because there is negative and there is positive. But knowing yours first, then now you know how to balance and maintain yours. Then when negative energy comes to you, you're able to know before it even really gets you. You can go the other way, or it's just you'll be able to recognize it.
Okay, and I'm gonna put this up by tonight.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.